Hi, and welcome back to Wicked Wands Tarot. My name is Carmen, and today we've got a reading for you about somebody that is avoiding making a decision, even though I do feel like they know this is not it, or this isn't what I want, or this isn't the relationship that, I thought I was pursuing. We have some unwillingness to have a difficult conversation, even though with the lovers in the reverse, it's like, I know this isn't really going to go anywhere. So a little bit of like complacency or like settling energy, perhaps even just avoidance because this rejection or this conversation would be uncomfortable. So let's call in spirit with a little bit of wind chime time. I hope you're having a good day. I hope you have nice weather. It's nice and sunny here, actually. And if you're interested in a personal reading, I would love to do one for you. My email address is wickedwandstarot@gmail.com. It's below in the description box if I said that too fast for you. And right below that, you can find additional information on the 3 different tiers I have for membership if you would like more content. Let's start off with the signs of the times and see what else we've got for you. Community, bees, like buzzing, number 37 and number 42, family reunion, tree ancestry. Kind of feels like we've got someone who feels pressure. I know that my family thinks I should marry you, or I know that my friends think you're the right person for me, or this external influence or expectation makes me kind of hesitate to be honest about how I feel about someone. It's making me think of Meet the Parents because the parents were very opinionated, obviously, in terms of who their daughter was going to be with. And it's like that. It doesn't have to be family. Hello, Vicky Tata. How are you doing? This is the Marigold Tarot. Six of Cups in the reverse, Knight of Pentacles or Knight of Rings in the reverse, and the Four of Cups. I think we've got somebody who has a little bit of difficulty with saying no to somebody and often gets caught up in like awkward or anxious situations because speaking up in, contrast or conflicting with what other people believe or want you to believe, it makes this person feel really uncomfortable. So I do think that there is some like, I'm going along with this because I feel like it's what people want me to do. Knight of Swords in the reverse, Nine of Pentacles or Nine of Rings in the reverse, and the Five of Wands in the reverse. Sorry, guys, I'm thirsty. But whatever is being like recommended or whatever is expected of this person, it requires them to ignore their intuition. In other words, what other people want them to do is not what they think they should be doing or not who they should be with, right? And that's why we have intuition, because you can't always like listen to what other people think you should do. Ooh. Okay, hold on, it's okay. So we've got the King of Swords in the reverse and the Chariot in the reverse. So the King of Swords in the reverse is the overly meddling, influential, probably part of somebody's family. For most people, this would be like a very opinionated father figure. But please keep in mind, of course, this is not reading gender, it's reading energy. And anyone can embody that King of Swords in the reverse energy. Trust me, anyone can. This Chariot in the reverse this is somebody who's like, no, you can't do that. You should do it this way. This isn't the right thing for you, but this is. This person isn't good enough for you, but they are. But with the Queen of Swords in the reverse, I do feel like they have somebody that backs them up. There's more than one person here who feels like you should do the thing that you don't want to do, or live your life the way you don't want to live. 8 of Rings or 8 of Pentacles in the reverse, Emperor in the reverse, and the Knight of Cups in the reverse. Wow, all of these are in the reverse. The last 9 cards. So I pulled 12 and 10 of them are in the reverse. I say that because in general, that's not necessarily like just like everything's awful. I can't believe you're, going through that kind of thing. But I do think it indicates that we have a lot of misdirection or confusion here, especially because now we've got the Emperor in the reverse. This is controlling energy on probably the King of Swords in the reverse from them. But it's also a sense of powerlessness for the person that I'm reading. So I would say the Emperor in the reverse is what we'll refer to as the person who needs to make the decision that contradicts what everybody else thinks they should do. And the King of Swords in the reverse is the main person that is trying to tell the Emperor in the reverse how to live their life. This is what's the news. The blues: scared, heavy emotions, mental distress, wine and dine, courtship, consistently dating, romance and passion, and spilling the beans. This Emperor in the reverse is realizing that it's not worth it to deny their own desires or their own decisions in favor of what this King of Swords in the reverse tells them to do. I do think this is about romance or who they date, who they marry. This is somebody who's basically just like, I've tried to do what you want me to do, and it just makes me extremely unhappy. You can't expect me to live my life this way. So I'm just going to tell you right now, I'm not going to do it anymore. So this Emperor in the reverse is saying, sorry, I know what you expect of me, but I'm not going to do it. This could be someone who's canceling a wedding that they don't want. This could be somebody ending a relationship, or someone choosing to pursue an individual that the King of Swords in the reverse doesn't think is good enough for the Emperor. So we have brick wall, defense mechanism, guarded, hard to reach, kinky ways, fantasies, fetishes, sexually open, looking to explore, and black sheep, rebelling, going against expectations, defying norms. Yep. So this Emperor in the reverse is probably going to come out as the Emperor in the upright at some point. They're deciding, I've let you call the shots for too long. After all, it is my life. So I'm going to make my own decisions. Hello, Rachel. Hello, Miss Princess. How we doing? So we've definitely got somebody who is creating some sort of disconnect here. Maybe I wanted to hear your opinions. Maybe I wanted to hear your advice on what I'm supposed to do, or maybe I let you influence my actions, but not anymore. Now we've got somebody who could even be going no contact with a family member. And with this Kinky Ways card clarifying the wine and dine, I do feel like there is almost like pressure from family to choose who you marry or who you're with based on things other than who you're attracted to, who you want to spend your life with. So this could be, a power play. This could be, this person has money. This could be a religious focus, right? You have to be within this group of people. And this Emperor is like, nah, see, here's the thing though. Whatever you think I'm supposed to want isn't what I want. I don't I don't want to live my life the way that you've told me that I have to. This is the Pause Tarot. I love it. Thank you, Ashlad. 1.61% chance of 10 out of 12 being in reverse. So we have the Devil and the Fool with the Hermit in the reverse. Ooh, this is a very controlling energy. This King of Swords in the reverse being clarified by the Devil. I constantly berate you or pick on things that you've done, incorrectly, or I compare you to other people. Could be I'm comparing you to a sibling, right? Creating some sort of competitive energy here. Always expecting the most, and kind of like a Annette Bening in American Beauty. One line that has always stuck with me from that movie is, I was watching the whole time and you didn't, I think she says F up. You didn't mess up once. Like, that's not the supportive comment you think it is, mother. So we've got the Fool and the Hermit in the reverse. I see now that all it does when I follow your advice or live my life the way that you want me to is feed into your perspective that you should be able to make those decisions. So I'm going to stop listening to your opinions. I'm going to acknowledge that I have my own intuition and choose what I want for my own life. So why do I feel like somebody's saying suck it? Like, I'm dead. Hello. Oh wait, I already said hello to you. Thank you, Rachel. Yeah, exactly. She had a lot to learn, that particular character. King of Pentacles, but that makes a lot of sense because that character, I can't remember what her first name was in that movie, but Annette Bening's character was all about perspective and reputation. What does everybody else think about me? Oh, can't do that. Got to make sure this is right. Got to, like everything has to be perfect for like the wrong reasons. This King of Pentacles is kind of validating or confirming that we have somebody who likes to be in a position of power or is very focused on finance, assets, power. But I feel like whatever this King of Pentacles, King of Swords in the reverse prioritizes is not what the Emperor in the reverse cares about. You, I'm sure, have plenty of examples in your mind of a mother or father being very like, this is their personality type, and then having a child, and it is the opposite side of the spectrum. That's pretty much what we have here. This Emperor in the reverse is like, you know what? Why am I trying to emulate you when I see that your life doesn't really seem to make you happy? So why would doing what you say make me happy? If no one's going to be happy if I follow your rules or, live by your expectations, then why would I do it? There's no reason. I feel like this is somebody being very logical and saying, I don't understand why I would continue to do this. Lovers in the reverse. This isn't what I want. So again, this could be, I'm not going to be in a relationship or marry or live the life that you want me to live. It could be about career, but I feel like for a lot of you, this has to do with how somebody selects the person that they marry or the person that they love. Page of Wands in reverse. Emperor in the reverse. Hanged Man. The King of Swords in the reverse, or the father figure, is underestimating the Emperor in the reverse's ability to take charge of their life. And I think they're okay with that. It's like, no, go ahead, underestimate me. It'll make it that much more enjoyable for me when you realize that I've chosen to no longer obey you, right? Some of you, this Emperor in the reverse, they're going to go no contact with this King of Swords in the reverse. If there's no making you happy, then I'm just going to stop trying altogether. There's some new opportunity that enables the Emperor in the reverse to live the life they want to live. And I do feel like it would include being able to reunite with their true love. For some of you, this is, I'm going to move where I want to move because that's the career I want. And I know you hate it, but that's fine. Nothing's perfect. You can't get what you want all the time, right? There's a little bit of like snarkiness, like, sorry. Remember that time I asked you for something for my birthday and you didn't get it for me? It's kind of like that. Yeah, weird. It's so strange to be able to help you figure out what that feels like. This person's just kind of like, I really don't feel bad. It's my life. I'm going to live it the way I want. Hey, Laura. How's it going? Wow, another Fool. Fool talks about new energy, new chapters, new adventures, doing things in a different way, a new approach. I feel like we've got the Emperor in the reverse choosing to make a decision, choosing to change their life and follow a different path. And this King of Swords in the reverse expected them to be much less decisive, expected them to not have the cojones or not have the direction, not have the determination to make this much of a change in their life. But the Emperor in the reverse has been thinking about what they're doing. Like, why would I waste my time like this? Why am I, so bought in on the idea that I need to do what makes this King of Swords in the reverse happy? I really don't. For some of you, this King of Swords in the reverse could be your partner. I think that's in the minority, so probably 20% or fewer. But this could be your family doesn't want you to get a divorce and you feel like they don't get to make that decision. So we have the Moon, someone who feels they have to be a bit secretive as they move towards their love interest. Hierophant in the reverse, because it is going against the expectations. It is something that they know is going to upset or cause like maybe some drama with regards to friendships or their family. So we could have somebody that's eloping. Hey, Illuminati, how are you doing? World in the reverse and the Lovers in the reverse. I don't love this person. I don't want that life. I don't want to do what you told me to do. So even though you said something needed to be over, I've decided that it isn't. I've decided that I do want to be with that person you told me I couldn't be with. Or I've decided I do want to live my life the way you told me that I couldn't. Sorry, not sorry. It's my life. This is a big deal because we had the Nine of Pentacles in the reverse, somebody who was not listening to their own intuition and was easily influenced. But that's not what they're interested in anymore. They know there's going to be a fallout, though. They know there's going to be an argument. I'm pursuing this new life. I'm investing in something that I know my family wouldn't approve of. With the Seven of Swords in the reverse, I'm not even going to try to lie to them, but I'm not going to tell them what's going on. I know it's only a matter of time before that King of Swords in the reverse devil energy shows up. So be it. This is the Fairy Godmother Oracle. What else do we have? Exertion. Venture. I know it's a lot of work. I know maybe I won't get money from you anymore because I'm not living my life the way you want me to, or maybe you're going to be really judgy or, I don't know, not come to my birthday party. But that's an acceptable sacrifice if it means I get to live life the way I want to. So this is someone who's signing on for more work or making considerable change in their life because they no longer want to just do as they're told. This is the Hocus Pocus Tarot. That's awesome. Safe travels. Ace of Candles or Ace of Wands in the reverse. The High Priestess. I'm not interested in that person. I'm not interested in that life. I don't have any desire to do what you've asked me to do. I do know what I want, though, and you made me sacrifice that, or you made me feel like I shouldn't want that kind of life or want that kind of partner. But maybe there's still a way for me to salvage this. Nine of Wands, this is like, so is it too late for me to change my mind? Is it too late for me to go after the life that I do want? Because I just really can't, I just can't commit to doing what the King of Swords in the reverse thinks I should actually do. We could literally have somebody like running away from their own wedding. The Chariot and the Ten of Swords in the Ten of Swords or Ten of Lightning in the reverse. I think this is somebody dipping out right before they're about to make a mistake. I know what you want. I know you expect me to do this or say yes or move here or do that, but no, I'm going to go do what I want. Just kidding. Sorry. Hello, Carol Ann. How are you doing? Yes, I did mention Runaway Bride yesterday. This could be a continuation of that. King of Pumpkins or King of Pentacles. Queen of Lightning or Queen of Swords, and the Seven of Potions or Seven of Cups in the reverse. I know this is what you think I should want, but if I'm honest with myself and the world with, you know, what I actually want, this ain't it. So I'm not going to do this, right? Eight of Pumpkins or Eight of Pentacles in the reverse, and the Four of Pumpkins or Four of Pentacles. Yeah, I feel like there's something left incomplete or there's something canceled. There's a bunch of work that kind of is spoiled or it's a waste of time because somebody pulls back and says, nope, just kidding. I don't want to do that. I don't want to get married. I don't want to move in. I don't want to quit this job or go to this school. This Emperor in the reverse is probably going to come through as the Emperor in the upright because they're deciding, I'm not going to let you influence my life anymore. This is the Characters Oracle. What else do we have? Carol Ann, I think running away from their feelings was something that had happened in the past, but this looks more so like they are embracing those feelings. So past energy, yes, but not current. Betrayal, deceit, disloyalty, conspiracy, and broken bonds. Part of the reason we have the King of Swords in the reverse is because there is something that has been communicated here in a dishonest way. So I said something or I omitted something, and my goal was to make sure that this Emperor in the reverse did what I wanted them to do. So it's kind of giving like the mom in the Notebook withholding all those letters from Gosling's character. But we have Avenger, memory, resolve, hatred, and plotting. So my eyes are completely open. I can see that you actually contributed to the downfall of whatever I was pursuing that you said was a waste of time. So now that I know that you were that meddlesome or that controlling of my life, I see no reason to like obey you or feel any kind of obligation to you. Blacksmith, forge, melting, shaping, tempering. This is somebody who was trying to control the narrative. I want to make you see what I think you should see. But with criminal, I feel like they were specifically trying to make it seem like the person that the Emperor in the reverse wanted to be with was not worthy. This is who they are. Are you sure you really want to be with this person? But whatever the King of Swords was implying or saying was misleading or completely lacking factual evidence. Hey, Lemonade, how are you doing? What else do we have? This is the Everyday Tarot. Six of Wands in the reverse. This plot has failed. The King of Swords in the reverse. Whatever they did to try to get the Emperor in the reverse to do what they wanted, this information has come out. And perhaps that's why our Emperor in the reverse feels more comfortable making an impulsive decision regarding their no contact. I feel it's like, I'm going to reconnect or reconcile with this person, my love interest, and I'm probably going to go no contact with my family member. So we have the Emperor. There he is. Doesn't have to be a he, right? But this is somebody saying, I'm not that powerless individual anymore. I'm not going to just listen to what you tell me to do. I'm going to live life the way I want to. And if that upsets you, so be it. Knight of Wands in the reverse. I'm going to do something impulsive because for too long I have just done what you told me to. Nine of Pentacles in the reverse and the Moon in the reverse. But ignoring my intuition and doing as I'm told didn't make me happy. It didn't even make you happy. And all it did was expose that your priorities are completely different from mine. I want to be happy and you just care what everybody thinks, what everybody's opinion is, or what our reputation is. Six of Swords in the reverse. Ace of Pentacles. For some of you, I'm seeing that the like betrothed or the people who are supposed to be married that the Emperor is not interested in had a third party or is involved in another relationship, or there's something false in terms of their character or perhaps their like financial portfolio. There's deceit with this person that the King of Swords in the reverse feels the Emperor should choose. I guess that's why they get along. That would make sense. This is the meme cat. It's just the major arcana, by the way, which means the Fool through Judgment. I think Judgment is the last one. We have the Hierophant. Came out in the reverse. You ain't the boss of me. I've looked up to you. I have, prioritized your advice, or I've tried to be a good son, daughter, whatever. All it did was bring me frustration, misery, and it still wasn't good enough for you. So if I've determined that doing what you tell me to do still doesn't make things better, then why wouldn't I just choose to live life my way? I feel like this person is like, it's never enough. So, okay, then you know what? I'm just going to go and live my own life. You can be over here meddling with other people's lives, but not mine. So Justice in the reverse. I'm going to choose a different path because every time I try to do right by you or, do as you tell me, it goes poorly. And I'm onto it. I figured out the pattern. The pattern is don't do things that other people tell you to when it conflicts with what your intuition tells you to do. It's a pretty solid lesson to learn. All right, this is the Voyage of the Soul. What else do we have? Did I say hello to Lemonade? I can't remember. Hello, Lemonade. All right, so we've got Enlightenment. Makes a lot of sense considering we just saw the Sun card come out, which talks about enlightenment, realizations, the truth coming to light. And what is that truth? That this is my life to live, and I feel like it was fate that I met that person, or that my fate, my calling is elsewhere doing something that you didn't, approve of. Oh, well, ish happens. Collective and polarity. Global, together, united, earth, consciousness, star seeds, contrast, resistance, pull, yin and yang, and magnetic. You feel a pull to be a part of a community. This could be someone else's family. This could be where you want to live instead of where you're currently living. This could be, I want to do this for a job instead of that. But whatever your sense of belonging is, it draws you away from whatever the King of Swords in the reverse wants you to do. And that's because y'all are very different people. They want to live their life in a very different way because their character is wildly different from yours. If I may be so bold, you actually care about other people. Kind of feels like this King of Swords in reverse really just thinks about themselves. Hello, daughter of Saturn. How are you doing? Did I say hello to Key Controller? So we've got Ascension. Our Emperor is definitely ascending. We went from Emperor in the reverse to Emperor in the upright. They're letting go of the expectations that the King of Swords in the reverse put on them. We've got Life is Now and Dreams. I'm not going to put my dreams on hold any longer. I'm not going to live this boring life that you expect of me. I don't know how long I will be here, so I might as well pursue happiness and the life that I want. So good for you. Go get that happiness. This is the Love Oracle. What else? Good. Bluff, pretending, mask, and exaggeration. I feel like this is if they're trying to get you to marry someone or they expect you to stay in an unhappy marriage, it's with somebody who's wearing a mask, somebody who is not loyal, someone who wants to make it seem to everybody that you're happy or this is the life that you want, but you feel like you can't speak up about the truth because everybody has these expectations of you. Like, what's the point of life if you just have to live it the way everybody else thinks you should? Like, I'm not saying you shouldn't have morals and rules and standards. Of course you should. But like, miss me with that, like telling me how to live my life shit. Distracted, sidetracked, change, and delays. I feel like this is a cancellation. I'm not going on that trip. I'm not getting married to that person. I'm not moving into that house. I'm not going to that school. I'm not taking that job offer because it ain't what I want to do. And if you ask me what I'm going to do instead, I don't know if I'm going to tell you the truth because I know you in your meddlesome ways, you're going to probably try to ruin it for me. So, bye. I don't think they tell this person what they're doing. It's like, no, I'm just going to like go hang out by myself for a little while and you don't really deserve to know the plans. Maybe for some, this Emperor feels telling the King of Swords in the reverse that they're going to meet or reunite with their soulmate would be too much of a temptation for the King of Swords in the reverse to do something to get involved or try to like meddle, you know? I feel like we've got the Emperor going no contact or maybe even ghosting the King of Swords in the reverse. Had enough of your ish. I'm going to live my own life. I know you would really struggle with that. So I'm just going to block you. Because this King of Swords in the reverse is shallow. They are missing the point of life entirely because they focus on the wrong things and they're bitter. You know? Say it how it is. This is somebody who likes to see other people unhappy because they're unhappy. And if we haven't just come full circle back to that notebook with the mom who, you know, she was bitter herself. This is like, yeah, just because you didn't get to live the life that you want to live doesn't mean I'm going to be like following your footsteps. I'm going to do what I want to do. And you can see what happens when somebody decides to listen to their intuition instead of their King of Swords in the reverse. Watch me. All right, this is the Zodiac fortune telling cards. What advice do we have, please? Hello, Rick. How are you doing? You may want to give meditation a try, or if you've been meditating, Rick, I would recommend a different type of meditation. Hello there, Tarot by Nature. How are you doing? We've got a change in the life of a true friend. For some of you, you could be the love interest or even a close friend of the Emperor. You might be cheering them on or even driving them to the airport, helping them pack. But I also feel like for some of you, this Emperor choosing to live life the way they want to live instead of obeying the expectations of their family inspires another person in their social circle to do the same thing. Very good luck in store for you today. You have big ideas which you must carry out. Sounds like the whole changing your whole life thing, right? You are a very well-liked person. People love you. A long motor trip with a surprise at the end. See, I think probably you're moving. At the very least, it seems to be a vacation, right? Hey, Lava, I miss you. Let's go hang out on a beach somewhere, or I don't know, find a sauna. All right, I'm going to leave it there. I love you all. Thank you for the likes and the subscribes. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll see you on the next reading. Toodles.